a meeting na Kennedy Ninko for Kosia. You see, what we must understand, first of all, again, Rumra, the rules and regulations, Papa, they are bad for campaigning in Yama. Maybe you may be jumping the gun. But you see, it's in Sama Kennedy Cow Honor, eh? And Sama, you can't die in our party. But to know, you can't Casano. Na any media or your party meeting and your party for ya record you. They are the box. What did he say? O call ya we and now we share party for Omunyakwe or Makotino Bisiana on your Mokata. No, we are record and on your with this uncle and can respond to see any name and carrot. In this party. J. Spencer, none in Niane, President Kufuor. President Kufuor. When President Kufuor contested in 1996, or how many contested 1998?
Eh, now 1996, now can William Adebia, who's a brown no Casano, who's a South House, what its language is baby. Now, what you say, Makuntano no, but a Brenois, as a JH Ebano, and ye.
Do 98, you know, the okay.
There we
say the Odebanchi that are called Odebanchi called a Jomna answer. Fasa Banchina and could be on the next side. That is about that year. Any other top.
Meanwhile, Nakuntan one in a priest
in reference to J. Kufuor. In reference to J. Kufuor. But see, this response is coming because of the Bawumia church and also XXX. Maybe Bawumia church with the exception of Dubois, you know, all other presidential candidates, you know, Omunya chance second and from winning. It's about Hoba. I'll say about the could be and I know. And no, Kennedy, Ulupo, no, so air punch. So, but you see, one thing we must also understand. I'm saying all these things for party people to let their mind rest. The answer then see. The Yakike, Yabati Baby. Kufuor air contest a Dubois in 1996. Let Dubois message and say. There's a need for consistency. Within a short time, around August, you know, about November 2nd. August, November, party yet in June, July already. August, year presidential campaign. About November. Within just 3 months, you know, competing with somebody, what's not 11 years class. One market 5 years. Go for a year, I decided to say, called democracy. Only your name for 11 years. 1 to 2 months, you. We are qualified to vote, you know. Nobody registered him. Because the last time I heard registration, in 1988, for the district assembly elections. If you were 1988, after that, 2018, we didn't register also. In 88, 89, 90, 91, 90, 92, you have a 12 you new register. Bank of phone to me, I'm the register. Now within 3 months, what's when you're 30% plus? That event, they say, can go in your time, to win. Debbie, Kufuor the time on your and within 3 months, I'll think out with the weedy. A Dubois can no change, you know. Now, Kufuor say, there must be change. There must be change.
It's a shot saying that.
There must be change. And I did change here, Dubois, and at the mark for. Kufuor so called 98, you know, after 296, you know, was a great alliance since Anyama to the extent that the vice president of the ruling government, the running mate of Kufuor. in the person of Vice President Aka. So that arrangement, the preparation towards 1996, you know, answer that, Papa. So, because we are looking for this alliance in 1994-95. Said that your national conference, say by December of 1995, no, the alliance now will go solo. And it is for as almost
General, South na ayi kufo ekasa there should be change na you ready why you say you retain no e dey na ton krofo adwemu a sabre no ma ye kufo e
working behind the scenes omo ana omo ni na fa nyina obo omo de ko omo ho ma akoma dey kufo one excellent ability as a politician he can be need or face recognition. Who were crashing 5 years time who were Boadu. So it came down, went to people, I know money enough for I know where do going. People both in the break.
Shasa Kasa in one Kasa Unia Chaman Coca. Yeah, what a no copia. What did you actually say? No,
I don't think was it or call the post that I'm
yeah, none of the Nico.
Now, okay, I want to know.
Oh, say, there be many in the new, maybe what candidate you. How gonna be
it is looking as if say or call the post. And
I was a minute in the new Ashtown.
Mate. And you know,
was it JB the historian?
And conform Brianna on Omni Yakufafano. He managed to win a lot of them in his vote.
Wow.
And to the arguments, and not winning. When you say, yeah, call 2000, yeah, call 98, yeah, call
yeah.
If somehow come far, a Dubai, and don't you see, you know. Sana na nado danko akufado beka fano say hey who say nipa no wanya who say we ono say we nya time nti na we ntimi am perform no who say wa ba bio say we nya time tie say ma nko bio nti kufo say no change akufado say there must be change nti nipa ba kono o can no change they do baby no o say there must be change nti Bawumia or any debate, there must not be change, there must be consistency. Said the Yama, Akufado, and Kufono, I be winning. Son of Becca. Because the Kennedy's reference to say there must not be change. There must be change. There must be change. So, yet it is answer me, yeah. Anytime I hear one cry, I get the dynamic of politics. There's no way you say Kennedy in terms of contesting Bawumia and obviously Bawumia arguments. I'm playing arguments in the empty not now. You go raise the counter arguments. I just want people to understand this. Yeah, come on, if you could for a winning, you know, with all there must be change, no change, you know. And I no change winning here. When is the 96, no change and winning. 98, no change winning here with the same person. And he did win here. He did win in the bar 2004. I know they're retaining Kufuor as a presidential candidate. And the best thing called 2008. 2008, you were only there call here. If I don't do you call elections. And I do lead here. I don't lead here win here. He almost won the elections. And you call second round, third round, and you'll lose here. Make a way will be at here, say. The fact that Nanado is almost winning here. And on say, you say, uncle for free. You contested Nanado in 2012. 2010. A lot of people, including Alan Chamantin, who was the main person. But in 2010 elections, no. Another one massively. Super delegates, yeah, two main one. Oh, yeah, less than 90, almost 90%. Another one.
Annie.
And they call 2012 elections. 2012 elections, more winning the AC in any one. And Kabaya will say, because of the AC here, and the another kind in your man, 2014, no, all call the post, one call on the post. One call on the post. In your super delegates conference. SIA main general elections. Answer all winning. It will be anywhere or some God-given right to be the flag bearer of our party. At any given point in time, we are fighting for it. The work that I know, ever say, Mama Miss Uncle Bion, because Miss Uncle Bion, ever boy. The uncle, I know that you need to see and no better argument, ever boy. The issue about yen so it is maintaining the water way, yeah, I think I can say, and go ban a set at MDA ever.
Okay.
That MDA and Bema. We must be ready, say. We are going to see and listen to these arguments back and forth. And you say strange, my.
But I'll be able to say, and you're too early.
Very too early because clear rules in the hall will be flout to even rules in the hall and kakane or nobody takes action. It is anybody to honor Biakoka or baby the China. Obviously, no opportunity. I responded and I'm a one. Because no coca or baby, no, Obiang. It meant to my transit. Mr. May responded. So. Look at my responding. And I'm praying, say, as part of the rules and regulations now. And then one thing and another down Kwakufa the years from 2014, 2015. A boy, Mr. Sawyer, near my baby, say. Nanado Cassie, so both in party and government meetings, say, or no on-band meeting, and allow so beyond crying phone meeting. I said, da. From 2014, you know, meetings are National Steering Committee, National Executive Committee meeting, National Council, cabinet meetings, you know. Did you be our phones?
I not did you know, or be very called one.
Yeah, phones, they had discussions. Yeah, the reporter speech, the reporter speech. So as part of rules and regulations, you know, we must insist. Because you see, Kwame, politics, you know, it's about interest. If you imagine, tell me, nah, me a Muslim. Now, of course, Muslims be what Kukwemuni or Mokasa. So I can't tell you, oh, what's up with the animal?
Yes.
With the president, I just a mama. As well as the president. Now, we are Ghana crown Muslim being the president. See, with them, Mr. With your moon, continue booming and this for crowd, and got your number to mine. The sad Casaya making a walk with woman, I mean, your pet amber outside. And you're good. What we call reporter, another matter. They imagine say a record room command and you're with the best. Oh, more radio tuning internet. Which I didn't they create a lot of confusion. The politics, you know, a religion, a tribe, a region, a association, and all that. Also, a managing near my person will be a major issue. Because, yes, study, Kennedy goes here, Mampon for no Mudin Come. The honor no would you among will be recorded and I found that over and Casemiro. Nka kone bad train we an argument. I say yeah historian from 92 they seen that away you say wait. How we yeah na me who say. Yeah argument. Just election. 2024. So yeah candidate really for November 2023. And no can who be na you lose here. Na NDC for any your candidate in June as a day. It's a year in June no. Na every year in November no. 4-5 clear months anything you lose here. Look at the year 2012. The year Nanado 7th August 2010. 2010 oh. And now at a month July 2012. After year koyi Jomama 29th August 2012. The year Akufo-Addo 12 clear months. 2 years, 24 calendar months. 2 years, you will be 2010. Yes, you can talk about the dynamics. Oh, yes, I know now. Na mood no country ni mood na ye nje ni nyema. You say yeah, this is for the almost propaganda the omo ya. Omo yeah, yes, atamoso. Heavy hand wa kwotene. O tin Yakupon sa ni faso.
No, shani watch na ijisha.
I go see Jesus baby, I Jesus te. Ika ye atamoso ko heaven kwatna Yakupon be nkum so e. O kwatna ni faso. It's me I say from July or Echo December. It was so impossible for you to criticize the ending. Ni peti Nyankopon ni faso. Kokwa yi the woman e say jibana.
Na unu de em wanwa. Obi a all heaven a obo watch your space.
You see if Yakupon ni faso. Who dey go criticize because ko camp Jomama say make us atamils awu na o kana say. For that elections, I remember that day. Now you see that na Western region no and Western of Nebom, the whole Western region. Now you nam Azim Hobebi. And then another that is on the July date there.
July something, yeah.
Yeah, that very day. Now you see how everything I call Freddie Blake Room. If you know na president and other than free cast maybe. If you party first, maybe I will be especially he maybe of a sort James and as an party. You know, party say I see ya. Nana do bunenia. Na issue. Buneni adenya ese atamose. Ye campia ye yo ye de ni nara. Now say suspending ni na. Ye moment to my de kokini na ba form. And ye did miss election with all the challenges we had and all that. I think that we must be a bit more tolerant with our politics. Now, you're regulating the year, maybe leadership in this matter. Because you to me allow individual be a better loophole, they're piano and uncle if there's competition. So never tell no. The referee no woman know the leadership of the party, that was a set clear rules are punishment. Yes, certain rules, not punishment in this so now go for flashy rules without any sanction will be other flout. Even though time in India and yet discussion, I also say yes is here. The discussion we must engage ourselves as a party now is to look at the reorganization process. I hear and the quite fast one. The betrayal party no patience. I hear them now and no bois now. Yeah, election now. Whoever becomes whatever no. We can go into election 2028 and win. And win it here. But this one, and idea we cannot avoid it. If there are no rules, there are a creative problem.
Now, Mami Bro, going to 2028 elections, type of candidate and a kind of candidate Ben Amuya.
You see, Obi Mouse answer, yeah, not only what politics is about. Maybe who cover ball, new opponent, cover ball. And you won't call training now, you. Unya who training now. We're posting team, no. Players are more day banner. And who now also share now they are to players. And then determine whether I'll be able 2 top and 1 top and 3 top and the first na Italy for Bobby and other boy German machine. So, into big Drahaka say, election air quay, think I am for win qua, means unity and only assembly. Time so a womukaka. So let me tell you, depending on what the NDC is doing, now shall go for more. If you are more NDC free, I said, don't get Yane, Zebra, and I saw more pepper on Kaka. Vice, you name the school of thought, say, what's your cry, or be to resign, not below Zebra, or vice. How does that play out? You understand? You see, what is important is for us to strengthen our machine at the core war. Strengthen a machine at the core war now, depending on how it plays out there. In the say a corner, particularly in our parliamentary arrangement. It's important there. You ever share your opponents and so the game or play. So, look at what kind of candidate do we need there? For anybody to suggest.
I see. Now, what's analysis beer? Binum so yo, Mudi 2024, Mudi Bawumia koi, na Modern koi, na Mujina, and near my bear planks, bear me and Saint Bakon. Yes, sir, oh, the Zongo community, no, Bia will fall for a Muslim. First time, so my president. I feel the 5 northern regions, no, they will fall. Now, I'm more ato, Eddie, Amma, and fay now, or general appeal. No, near the idea. It is all tea been so our more argument, and so almost argument in say, we're ringing them. So this time around, retaining maybe Ura Bawumiano, the same story. And now, Obekwa continue me because I said the type of even and not more person. What do you
argument? Maybe man, I just said that judge. So then, now I'm a teacher, tell me about me. Let's say to more quite fast and at the Crunchia, Abia, vote I hear honor, yes, anchor. So me, Kennedy, Anna, Sister Brian or Educhum or all the other candidates now.
Yes, Patrick Buama.
Why?
Patrick Buama.
Oh, okay. Good, say young man. So, Mr. Rabbit said, Dientia, sir, no entry amber. I'm not prepared to do that work now. What is important is that the real analysis and the party itself should take it up. It is not presidential candidates, and any of them, they will also determine how thinking should be. Because each and every candidate will have one reason or the other. The party, any interest in who becomes our candidate, should be the one to do the real analysis and look at what went wrong, what went right, what needs to be done. So, now, almost a year. The candidate in my because party doesn't to me that the X and how I echo. It's almost argument now whoever emerges, because whoever emerges, everyone advantages, everyone disadvantages. Whoever you can't declare by now, be having advantages and disadvantages. You know, I said the disadvantages. The ending I bet to me after I know here. The ending I know the the advantages, and what the advantages, how does the advantage of the candidate merges with the plan of the party? So, answer with me a prosecution elections. They are not already a guy by honor candidates, but the party, the real analysis, should be done by the party. Now, we actually say, what is the way forward? And for why are the regions in here, the Korea and I say, there's a lot of work to be done, I tell you.
General Maminja, na, I mean, senior Panson Famao.
Meso me damase. Mesre se, ubi akuma embra from. Nini se, major issue, ya ba. Way too many, we can't wait, and when major issue, ya. Think I didn't make time. Think Bawumia cannot say with the exception of Professor Dubois or other candidates. You cannot catch up in the end. Now, because this time, so near Master, oh, can't send what could come away and no be out of order. We are hoping to see the count of Kukumono, young bomber didn't protect your honey and count of Kukum. The person will be asking. If we are the here, if we are the analysis, we are extremely careful about the cow be better now for unnecessary distraction. Because discussion and one discussion and or in terms of our reorganization efforts. I think that's important that we take that.
Mamina was saying pay.
A meeting now, Kennedy Ninko for Kushia. You see, what we must understand, first of all, again, Rumra, the rules and regulations, Papa be up for campaigning in Yama. Maybe you may be jumping the gun. But you see, it's in summer, Kennedy Cow Honor, And summer, you can't die in our party. But to know, you can't casano. Na any media or your party meeting and your party for ya, you record you. Lay at the box. What did he say? O call ya, we see our way. And now we share party for Omunyakwe, or Makoto Bisiana, on your Mokata. No, we are record, and on your with this uncle, and can respond to see any name and carrot. In this party, J. Spencer, none in Niane, President Kufuor. President Kufuor. Only President Kufuor contested in 1996. Or how many contested 1998?
Eh, now 1996 na wokan. William Adebia na who's a brown no Casano. Who's a South House what it language is bebre. Na what you say makontana no but a brenwa ese se JH ebano enie
Odu 98 no ne de okan
there
o say the odebanchi dada ko odebanchi ko ejom na ya nta Uzi fasa banchi na nko beyond the next time that is about dada there e any ho beto
me wa na kontana woni ne prisa
in reference to J. Kufuor. In reference to J. Kufuor. But see, this response is coming because of the Bawumia and also XXX. Maybe Bawumia and with the exception of Dubois, all other presidential candidates, Omunya chance and from winning. It's my home back one. I'll say, Mammy could be in and I know. And no, Kennedy, Ulupo, no, so air punch. So, you see, one thing we must also understand. I'm saying all these things for party people to let their mind rest. The answer then see. The Yakike, Yabati Baby. Kufuor air contest Dubois in 1996. Let Dubois message and say, there's a need for consistency. Within a short time, around August, you know, about November 2nd. August, November, party yet in June, July, or baby. August, year presidential campaign. About November. Within just 3 months, you know, competing with somebody, what's not 11 years class. One market 5 years. You go for a year way, a year, nema. I decided to say, yeah, called democracy. Only your name no for 11 years. 1 to 2 months, yeah, you. Conform we are qualified to vote, you know. Nobody register them. Because the last time I hear registration, year 1988 for the district assembly elections. If you were 1988, after that, 2018, yeah, we didn't register also. 88, 89, 90, 91, 90, 92, you have a trouble. You new register. Bank of phone to me, I'm the register. Now within 3 months, what's when you're 30% plus? That event, they say, can go in your time, to be win. Debbie, could force the time on your and within 3 months, I'll think out with the weedy. If you buy can no change, you know. Now, could force it, there must be change. There must be change.
It's a shot saying that.
There must be change. And I did change here Dubai and at the mark for. Kufuor so 98, you know, after 296, you know, was a great alliance since Anyama to the extent that the vice president of the ruling government, they had the running mate of Kufuor in the person of Vice President Aka. So that arrangement, then preparation towards 1996, you know, answer that Papa. So, because we are looking for this alliance in 1994-95. Said that your national conference, say by December of 1995, no, the alliance now will go solo. And it is for. Asa almost
general South na ayi Kufuor said there should be change na you ready why you say you retaining no e dey na ton Kufuor adwemu a sabre no ma ye Kufuor
Kufuor working behind the scenes omo ana omo ni na fa nyina obo omo de ko omo ho ma akoma Kufuor one excellent ability as a politician. He can be brilliant. Or face recognition. Or who were crashing 5 years time, who were trouble. So it came down, went to people, and no money enough for no more do going. People go to the break.
Yes, I won't say, one casa, when you are charming cooker. Yeah, what do you go up here? What did you say?
No. I don't think it was called the post.
Yeah, none of the nickel.
Now, okay, I want to know.
Oh, say, there be many in the knee, maybe what candidate you. How gonna be
it is looking as if they are called the post. And I
was a minute in the knee, Ashtown.
Mate. And Tino
was it JB the historian?
And conform Brianna on Omni Kufuor. He managed to win a lot of them in his vote.
Wow.
And or to the arguments, and not winning. When you say, yeah, call 2000, yeah, call 98, yeah, call
yeah.
If somehow Kafa, a Dubai, and don't you see, you know. Sana na nado danko Kufuor do Bekafano say, who say Nipano Hanyadi? Who say we ono say we nya time into that way to man perform no. Who say ba bi on say we nya time. Yes, how ma nko bio. Nti Kufuor say no change. Kufuor do say there must be change. It's the power kono. Okay, no change. They do baby no. Or say there must be change. Nti Bawumia, or any debate, there must not be change, there must be consistency. Said the Yama, Akufo-Addo, and Kufuor, I be winning. Son of Becca. Because the Kennedy's reference to say there must not be change. There must be change. There must be change. So, yet it is answer me. Anytime I hear one cry, I get the dynamic of politics. There's no way. You say Kennedy in terms of contesting Bawumia. And obviously Bawumia arguments. I'm playing arguments and then I'm playing not now. You go raise the counter arguments. I just want people to understand this. There can't be on. If you could for a winning, you know, with all there must be change, no change, no change, no change, you know, and no change, you win here. When is the 96, no change, and winning. 98, no change, you win here with the same person, and he did win here. He did win in the bar 2004. I know you're retaining Kufuor as a presidential candidate. And the best thing called 2008. 2008, you are only there call if I don't do you call elections. And I do lead here. I don't lead here win here. He almost won the elections. And you call second round, third round, and you'll lose here. Make a way will be at say. The fact that Nanado is almost winning here. And on say, you say, uncle for free. You contested Nanado in 2012. And look at 2010. A lot of people, including Alan Chamantin, who was the main person. But in 2010 elections, no. Nanado won massively. So, super delegates, maybe two main one. Oh, yeah, that's a 90, almost 90%. Another
Annie.
And they call 2012 elections. 2012 elections, more winning the AC in any way. And Kabaya will say, because of the AC here, and the Nanado kind in your man, 2014, no, all the corner post, one corner post. One call on the post. In your super delegate conference. SIA main general elections. As all winning. It will be anywhere or some God given right to be the flag bearer of our party. At any given point in time, we are fighting for it. The work that I know, ever say, Mama Miss Uncle Bion, because Miss Uncle Bion, ever boy. The uncle, I know that you need to see and no better arguments are ever boy the issue about you need to see. So, it is maintaining the water way, yeah, I think I can say, and go ban a set at MDA ever them.
Okay.
That MDA and Bema. We must be ready, say. We are going to see and listen to these arguments back and forth. And you say strange, my. But
I'll be able to say, and you're too early. Says I am
very too early because clear rules in the hall will be flout to even rules in the hall. And Kakane or Hona. Nobody takes action. It is anybody to honor Biakoka or baby the China. Obviously, no opportunity. I responded, and I'm a boy.
Annie.
Because no coca, baby, no, Obi Annie. It's the name to my transit. Mr. May responded. So, Mr. May responded. The name is and I'm praying, say, Yamabekoyi, as part of the rules and regulations now. And then one thing and another down Akufo-Addo years from 2014, 2015. Abuaya to for your Yama baby, Nanado Kasi, so both in party and government meetings, or no on meeting, and allow so beyond crying for meeting. I said, da. From 2014, Base, you know, meetings national steering committee, national executive committee meeting, national council, cabinet meetings, you know. Did you be our phones?
Ada na gidie ni ho obi be record wana
ya phones there discussions e wo ho ye wia the reported speech that akoya reported speech. So as part of rules and regulations, you know, we must insist, because you see, Kwame, politics, you know, it's about interest. If you imagine, tell me, na me a Muslim, na makosia Muslims be wo kukwemu ni omo kasa. So I can't tell you, oh, what's a modiani ni ana?
Yes.
Me dear, me, just a meeting president, I just a munira as well as the president. Now, we will go Ghana, Muslim being the president, see with them, Mr. With your moon, continue booming and this for Cochum number 2 mine. The Sar Casaya making a Wakukwamo, and many of pet amber outside. And you're good, what we call reporter, another matter. They imagine say a record room command and you may be near the best. Oh, more radio tuning internet. Which are there. They create a lot of confusion. The politics, you know, a religion, a tribe, a region, a association, and all that. Also, a managing near my person will be a major issue. Because, yes, study, Kennedy goes here, Mampon for no Mudin Come. The honor no Mudium will be a record on the half found that over my Casemiro. Casemiro. Bad train way and argument. After a historian from 92, they seen that away yesterday. How many years Anna before say? Anna argument, just election. 2024. So, yeah, candidate late for November 2023. And no can be na you lose here. Now, NDC for only your candidate in June as a day. It's a year in June, no. Now, every year in November, no. 4-5 clear months. Anything you lose here. Look at the year 2012. The year Nanado, 7th August 2010. 2010, oh. Anna, at a month, July 2012. And Sayekoyi, John Mama, 29th August 2012. The year Kufuado, 12 clear months. 2 years, 24 calendar months. 2 years, you be 2010. Yes, you can talk about the dynamics. Oh, yes, I know now. Emma, na mood no country, no mood na ye. Ye never. You say ye. I just avoid the almost propaganda. The omo ye. Omo ye. Yes, at a month. Heavy hand. What name? Or change. Agyapong sa. Ni faso.
No, shani watch na. Ijisha.
You go to Jesus. Baby, I just say. You can hear a part. Agyapong so call heavy. Kratna. Agyapong be come to e. Opportunity ni faso. It's me I say from July or Echo December. It was so impossible for you to criticize the ending. Ni peti Agyapong ni faso. Kokwa yi the woman there say Jibana. Yeah,
na unu de emwanwa.
The
Obi a all heaven a obo watch your space.
You see, the baby Agyapong ni faso. Who you dey criticize it? Because I come John Mama say make us atamel so we would now can accept. For that elections, I remember that day. Now you see, that are not Western region, no, and then Western of Nebo, the whole Western region. Now you're in Azim Hobaby, and then another. That is on the July date there.
July something, yeah.
Yeah, that very day. Now you see how everything akọ Freddie Blake Room. Ye namwe ho na president na adan kwa free cars maybe. The party first na bia obi especially him maybe of person James na na ya party. Ye na party say ya see ya. Na dubu na ni a na nsio. Buneni aden a say atano say. Ye campaign ye yo ye dey ni nara. No say suspending in your movement to my day cocking now form. And you did miss election with all the challenges we had and all that. I think that we must be a bit more tolerant with our politics. Now you're regulating the year, maybe leadership in this matter. Because you to me allow individual be a better loophole there piano young if there's competition. So never tell no. The referee no woman no the leadership of the party no that was a set clear rules are punishment. You certain rules not punishment in this so now go for flashy rules so without any sanction will be other flashy. Even though time in India and yet discussion, I want to say yes is here. The discussion we must engage ourselves as a party now is to look at the reorganization process. I hear and the quite fast one. The better party no patience. I had been now a no number one. Now election now whoever becomes whatever no we can go into election 2028 and win. And win here. But this one. And idea we cannot avoid it. If there are no rules, there are a creative problems.
Now, Mammy Bro, going to 2028 elections, you know, type of candidate and a kind of candidate to Ben Amuya.
You see, Obi Mouse answer, yeah, not only what politics is about. Maybe we go board new opponent, go board, and you won't crowd training now, you. Unya wo training na wo posting team no players omode ba no e ho na so hwe na dey assist o players and no determine whether we be 2 top and 1 top and 3 top and we be the first na Italy for Ibobi and other boy German machine so into big jira haka say election aye koi tinka ayemfa we nkwa minjini no ni asem time so ewo mu kakra so let me tell you depending on what the NDC is doing now shen go for omo eyi omo isi omo no NDC foi asedun ketia ne ile zebra ena asa omo prepare on kakra vice you name the school of thought say once you cry or be to resign na below zebra vice how does that play out? You understand? You see, what is important is for us to strengthen our machine they call war. Strengthen a machine they call war now, depending on how it plays out there in the business. Say me a corner. Particularly in our parliamentary arrangement, it's important that you ever share your opponents and so the game are all play. So, look at what kind of candidate do we need there? For anybody to suggest.
I see. Now, what's the analysis be? Binum so yo, mudi 2024, mudi Bawumia koi. Na modern koye no na mugina enema be planks be miensa baako say oh the Zongo community no bia will fall for a Muslim first time so my president afei the 5 northern regions no they will fall now omo ato e de ama afei na or general appeal no mni ade it is o tie bi so omo ye argument so omo so argument ni say we no nyina amem so this time around retaining maybe Ura Bawumia the same story and now Obekwa continue me say the type of even na mo pese mo de ne
sa argument me be man na just say the judge so then na ma be tiri tiri me ya Bawumia na tiri mo akwa fa so na de krontia ebia vote aye ke ho no yensa anka so me ye Kennedy ana sisi Abraham ho educhum ho all the other candidates now.
Yes, Patrick Buama Kreba.
Why?
Patrick Buama.
Oh, okay. Very good, say young man. Bad, you know. So, Mr. Rabbit, Dientia, sir, no anything, Amber. I'm not prepared to do that work now. What is important is that the real analysis and the party itself should take it up. It is not presidential candidates, you know, and any of them, they will also determine how thinking should be. Because each and every candidate will have one reason or the other. The party, any interest in who becomes our candidate, you know, should be the one to do the real analysis and look at what went wrong, what went right, what needs to be done. So, now almost almost a year. You candidate Maya because party don't to me that the X and how I echo. It's almost argument na whoever emerges, no. Because whoever emerges, no, everyone advantages, everyone disadvantages. Whoever you can't declare by now, be having advantages and disadvantages. You know, I said the disadvantages, the anything I bet to me after I know here. The advantages, the advantages, how does the advantage of the candidate merges with the plan of the party? So, answer to me a particular elections. If they are not already a guy, that honor candidates, but the party, the real analysis, should be done by the party. Now, we actually say, what is the way forward? And for why are the reasons in here the two and I say answer? There's a lot of work to be done, I tell you.
General Maminja, na me senior Panson Famao.
Meso me damasi. Mestre ubi akuma embra form. Nini say major issue ya ba. We to money we can we major issue ya. Think I think Bawumia cannot say with the exception of Professor Dubois or other candidates. You cannot catch up in the end. Because this time, so near Master, oh, can't send what could come away and no be out of order. The home baking has ever come with Kukumono, young bomber didn't protect your honey and cow cocoon. The person will be asking. To be out the here, to be out the analysis. You are extremely careful about the air cow be out the now answer unnecessary distraction. Because a distraction now, and one man discussion and here or here in terms of our reorganization efforts. I think that's important that we take that.
Mamena was saying, no pay.
A meeting now, Kennedy Ninko for Kosia. You see, what we must understand, first of all, again, the rules and regulations, Papa, they are bad for campaigning in the maybe you may be jumping the gun. But you see, it's in summer, Kennedy can or honor, and summer, you can't die in our party. But to know, you can't casano. Now, any media or your party meeting, and your party for you record you. Lay at the box. What did he say? O call ya o see our way. And now we shall party for Omunyakwe, or Makoto BC na on your Mokata. No, we are record and on your with this uncle and can respond to see any name and carrot. In this party, J. Spencer, none in President Kofoye.
And
President Kofoye. Only President Kufuor contested in 1996.
Yeah.
Osamini contested 1998.
Hey, now 1996 na na wo kan William Adebia na wo se bra no wo kasa no. Wo se say Hausa what languages bebre. Na wajina say makonta no but ebre no a ese JH eba no enie.
Odu 98 no ni de okan.
There
o say the Odebanchi dada ko Odebanchi ko ejom na ya nta. Odu fasa banchi na nko beyond the next time. That is about dada there. Any hobeto.
Me wa na konta no ne prisa.
In reference to J. Kufuor. In reference to J. Kufuor. But see, this response is coming because of the Bawumia Nchechimwa and also XXX. Maybe Bawumia Nchechimwa, with the exception of Edubuahe, you know, all other presidential candidates, you know, Omunya chance to come and some winning. It's my whole back one. I'll say, Mammy could be in and I remember, yeah, no. And no, Kennedy, Ulupu. No, so air punch. So, you see, one thing we must also understand. I'm saying all these things for party people to let their minds rest. The answer then see. The Yakike, Yabati Baby. Kufuor air contest a Dubois in 1996. Let Dubois message and say there's a need for consistency. Within a short time. Around August, you know, about November 2nd. August, November, party yet in June, July, already. August, year presidential. Yes, about November. Within just 3 months, you know, competing with somebody, what's not 11 years plus. One market 5 years. You go for a year, I decided to say, yeah, called democracy. Only your name no for 11 years. 1 to 2 months, yeah, you. Conform a qualified to vote, you know. No more doing register. Because the last time I hear registration, yeah, 1988 for the district assembly elections. If you were 1988, after that, 2018, yeah, we didn't register also. In 88, 89, 90, 91, 90, 92, you have a trouble. You new register. Bank of phone to me, I'm the register. Now within 3 months, what's when you're 30% plus? That event, they say, can go in your time, to be win. Debbie, Kufuor the time on your and a within 3 months, I'll think out with the weedy. A Dubai can no change, you know. Now, Kufuor say, there must be change. There must be change.
It's a shot saying that.
There must be change. And I did change here, Dubai, and at the mark Kufuor. Kufuor took 98, you know, after 296, you know. What's a great alliance since Anyama to the extent that the vice president of the ruling government, they had the running mate of Kufuor in the person of Vice President Aka. So that arrangement, now, preparation towards 1996, you know, answer that, Papa. So, because we are looking for this alliance in 1994-95. Check that your national conference. Echo can say by December of 1995, no, the alliance now Uncle year will go solo. And a DG Kufuor. Asa almost
General, South na Kufuor Eka said there should be change, and now you ready why you say you're retaining. At the end, a tongue of 5 Gimoa, Sabin Wondima Ye Kufuor.
A Ye Kufuor working behind the scenes. Omana Omunina Fanny now, Bomode Komu Home Makuma. Ye Kufuor one excellent ability as a politician. nipa bebree ni bi or face recognition who were crashing 5 years time who were Boadu. So it came down, went to people I know money now for I know where do going. People both need to go to break say.
Pesa wo kasa nyina wan kasa wunua chairman koka. Yeah, what no kwapia. What did you actually say?
No. I don't think we say or call the post that I'm.
Yeah, no na dineko.
Now who can you now say no?
Oh say. There be meaning na nyiri, me no candidate you. Party bia, I gonna be
it is looking as if say or call the post. I know say I know say.
And I was meaning na nyiri e wa Ashtown.
Mate. And you know,
was it JB the historian?
In Kofobe Briana on Jekufafano. He managed to win a lot of them in his vote.
Wow. And
or to be arguments and not winning. When you say yeah call 2000, yeah call 98, yeah call
yeah.
If somehow come far a Dubai and don't you see you know. Sana na nado danko akufado beka fa no say who say nipa no anya de who say we ono say we nya time into that we ntimi am perform no who say wa ba bi on say we nya time tie say ma nko bi on enti kufo say no change akufado say there must be change enti nipa ba kono o can no change we do baby no o say there must be change enti Bawumia or in debate, there must not be change, there must be consistency. Said the Yama, Akufado, and Kufono, I the winning, son of Becca. Because the Kennedy's reference to say there must not be change, young to officer. There must be change. There must be change. So, yet it is answer me, yeah. Anytime I one cry, I get the dynamic of politics. There's no way you say Kennedy in terms of contesting Bawumia and obviously Bawumia arguments. I'm playing arguments in the empty not now. You go raise the counter arguments. I just want people to understand this. There can't be if you could for a winning, you know, with all there must be change, no change, you know. And I no change winning here. When is that 96? No change in winning. 98, no change winning here with the same person. And he did win here. He did win in the bar 2004. I know they retaining Kufuor as a presidential candidate. And the best thing called 2008. 2008, why only they call here? If I don't do all you call elections. And I do lead here. I don't lead here win here. He almost won the elections. And you call second round, third round, and you'll lose here. May come we will be at here, say. The fact that Nanado is almost winning here. And on say, you say uncle for free. You contested Nanado in 2012. And look at 2010. A lot of people, including Alan Chamantin, who was the main person. But in 2010 elections, no. Another won massively. So, super delegates, maybe your two main one. Oh, yeah, that's a 90, almost 90%. Another one.
Annie.
And they called 2012 elections. 2012 elections, more money in the AC in any one. And Kabaya will say, because of the AC here, and the Nanado kind in your man, 2014, no, all call the post, one call on the post. One call on the post. In your super delegate conference, SIA main general elections, as all winning. It will be anywhere or some God-given right to be the flag bearer of our party. at any given point in time, be a fight for it. The work that I know, ever say, Woman is uncle Bio because Miss Uncle Bio, ever boy. The uncle, I know that the yen is here. And over arguments are ever boy the issue about yen is here. So, it is maintaining the whole way, yeah, I think I can't say, and combine say, attend the day ever them.
Okay.
That time the day I'm the man. We must be ready, say. We are going to see and listen to these arguments back and forth. And you say strange, my.
But I'll be able to say, and you're too early. Says I will be
very too early because clear rules in the hall will be flout to even rules in the hall. And kakane or nobody takes action. It is anybody to honor be a coca or be the killer. Obviously, no opportunity. I responded, and I'm a boy. Annie. Because no coca or baby, no, Obi anything. The main to my transit. Mr. May responded. So, Mr. May responded. Yeah, name is and I'm praying, say, as part of the rules and regulations now. And then one thing and another down Kwakufa the years from 2014, 2015. Abuaya to saw your near mother say. Nana do kasi so both in party and government meetings there. Or no on meeting move and allow so be an crying phone meeting. I said, da. From 2014, you know, meetings are here, National Steering Committee, National Executive Committee meeting, National Council, cabinet meetings, you know. Did you be our phone?
I didn't get you or be very cold.
Yeah, phones, there discussions. Yeah, the reporter speech, the reporter speech. So, as part of rules and regulations, you know, we must insist because you see, Kwame, politics, you know, it's about interest. If you imagine, tell me, what way, nah. Me a Muslim. Now, I could see Muslims be or Kukwemuni or Mokasa. So I can't tell you, oh, what's some of the enemy?
Yes.
With the enemy, president, I just a Mumma as well as the president. Now, we crown, Ghana crown Muslim being the president, see with them, with your moon, Kotu, Bumu, and this for Kra, Kotu, number 2 mine. The Sa Kasaya making. Na many almost pet amber outside. Hey, good. What we call report to another matter. They imagine say a record room come on and you may be near the best. Oh, more radio tuning internet. Which are there they create a lot of confusion. The politics, no, a religion, a tribe, a region, a association, and all that. Also, a manage near my person will be a major issue. Because, yes, sir, Kennedy goes here, Mampon for no Mudin Comoy. The honor no Mudio will be a record on the half found that woman is there. And Casemiro, and Cacone bad train, way an argument after a historian from 92, the seen that away yesterday. How many years, Anna, who's there? And I argument, just election. 2024. So, yeah, candidate late for November 2023. And no can be na you see na NDC for any young candidate in June as a day. It's a year in June, no. Na every year in November, no. 4-5 clear months. NDC this year. Look at the year 2012. The year Nanado. 7th August 2010. 2010, oh. And now, at a month, July 2012. And Sayeko John Mama, 29th August 2012. a year Akufo-Addo 12 clear months. 2 years, 24 calendar months. 2 years. You be 2010. Yes, you can talk about the dynamics. Oh, yes, I don't know. Na mood no country ni mood na ye ye ni nyema ye use ye ya ti for the almost propaganda de omo ya ye sa tamaso heavy an wa ko tenen o tin yakupon sa ni faso
no se ni watch na igi se
wa ko ti Jesus be bi Jesus te nke ye fa tamaso ko heavy kwatna yakupon be nkum so e o ko tna ni faso. It's me say from July or December. It was so impossible for you to criticize the ending.
Yeah, and the my elucidation. Dr. Bawumia begin and what I say arrogance of power, the my elucidation. Dr. Bawumia begin and what I say the my elucidation. Bawumia analysis on these same people, yeah, can you analysis or say party? What sort of stupidity is this? Excuse my language. Can be before you lose your sense of being objective.
If you have the partner man so on take amfa.
No, or is it because any BC said Umako Tisti to me pay and send you to me TNT for them? You may be the woman at the Sakwa Bermuntin or Moya, but woman needed the bigger party one. I would have thought to say, Omo can say, candidate Agyapong, and on my Lusu election and in some more kind. Omo want to make some crack in the Agyapong can't tell them Lusu election. The Lusu Dr. Bawumia begin and all the cancer, a year debt restriction. Yeah, wa bremu and the my elucidation. Dr. Bawumia begin and what I say arrogance of power, the my elucidation. Dr. Bawumia begin and what I say the my elucidation. Dr. Bawumia begin and what I say Ghana focus here in the reshuffle, yeah, into the elucidation. Ono the elucidate no obeka. But in the Japan, you can answer for election. So when the movement just say that you be do so. Into the what say and say the movement American, the end do what you want. And people need any tears of an oka. You lose we ya about me abeka ya boy and some man say who you may lose election. Really? Can't get over it. It's not so we are near Canada near can. Because your time can the Japan will engineer time party. And you probably do a party to say, and one of them can say, Omo ya lose almost sense of reasoning. They are losing it, and for me, the earlier Omo recognizing Omo do my the better. You see, Nyachum be because when NPP party, my careful for the best party. Obi be not. I can say as some honorable can and some also disunit for party. Some conforming in or hene a quantum bosom and number basem. So I'm Fred. You can say a spade. Sophie, I'm going to say Sophie, never has a Tricasia, a better dial. What the kind of audio beer, Honorable His Excellency Dr. Bawumia, and Sylvia, and as a man yet, I would change one of Okanawa can be.
Yes, Ghana pen, yes.
Yes. I'm a mechanic, maybe I know, ye program I make her say, Dr. Bawumia will be beer or yes, I research, and man of data, man information, man cancer, and any panel M1. Or man of wrong information. Dr. Bawumia nipa doctor say or share yari, and also share more doctor no. Or non doctorate no a PhD. A nimbie Osia yeah, and Odinya and a doctorate, and your medical doctor. It's me cry, Mrs. Susse, say, Obima Dr. Bawumia information, Binas or cancer with the background, no. On one obeying the research and so home, and son, dear, was waka. And some of the kind initially, program here, on the institute, so many no crayons, so that. Or can it be a way and don't know who said your war can't China certain in the Agyapong and penny baby. Obi be our first of the contestant on penny baby. And my sister won't be the chinny be machine table back also address upon a long they are the court 3 times, 4 times. But I did back home you will fee and say. Swam pass, oh, the young fat Professor Milsa. Or no, your position now, Dr. Bawumia wouldn't be in the year fat home. Or can so and Rollins again.
Debbie.
Because Rollins, first time over near 110, or can't Professor Mills. So if he said, Tama Rollins said the Professor Mills, who is sending a Kufuado, Edgina Marcia Bawumia. Professor Mills, and Professor Mills, echo for me to say the Dr. Bawumia perform your candy supported Professor Mills.
Debbie.
And about John Mahama, the first attempt to the presidency, he won.
But I know they will say Ghana for the mobile no to man because that time now Professor Mills won't hear yes and no boy Ghana for a year Ghana for mobile no to man.
No, that is an insult to the voting population in Ghana. So Ghana for Munyan San
yeah, I say I drop Benny no more board the man.
It's not make a Okasa who dig Ghana for it. So like Ghana wouldn't be your mope. Nanny and Kay, then you have more instead of Mohammed Timinja, and then you have more broke to mana. And then at 2024, if more brony will Ghana for Sakoto Ababa. Robinson Hosa. Oh, Oshia Bakasima. 1992, a free soldier by military a bar democracy. Rollins is soldier Tadigo. That time, no grand said, for baby near Bubo results now. We all saw what happened.
And I've been process in
yeah, not a new.
Yeah.
And she professor the first challenge, we also said, he did not do what I did. It was like, oh no, man, what being a name, Ebekasaya, my whole democracy. The performance wasn't Ubibaka Sebia not and yet as near expected. But on the only danger MP before I'm president Boyan could be 1996.
About your Debbie.
And yes, one yes, young fan so resource will not name the displeasing of a Dubois and then penny for that time take his common parliament. And when a man MPP party maybe who said that was a bad decision. Prof. Eddie and take here because I get parliament and tuna can near my cry improve in term because you're 96 million you see in 2000 after 18 when and when MPP were demonstrating in India, answer the men that they had our parliament in 96. And I'm gonna go say, Fabi, there was any power more my union for to me, my woman. And so we share against Rollins. So near your popularity contest for Ghana at that time, there was nobody who had the charisma and the popularity than Rollins. The President Kufuor's even first attempt was a good show, a good build-up from a Dubois Indiana. So 2000, President Kufuor Eweneye. Me, not President Kufuor, it was rumored of supporter and chairman in 2007.
Yeah.
And he got trouble Kufuor Eweneye. Upi said you Kufuor Ekwen and Kufuor Kunya 40% and 41% or 37 or 38%. And again, MPP for the cancer, young or President Kufuor private cancer, let me catch them with say, young factor machine and go. sending them go for a woman, Susan and Ecoso. But the Kufuado almost nearly lost out by over 70,000 votes.
Yeah.
Kufuado got that up to a little over 70,000 voters. So Kufuado won the first one. He had over 49%, which showed that almost 50% of Omomotu about Ghana no more Kufuado. And this is what Nipa we say Omomotu Kufuado. Also call second election. Now what do you do? Which is Kufuado. There be the party name who say, oh, so you're about 50% of pen and ask them that are there. And it's something an uncle 2012. Forget about saying you move for so and but 2012 figures. A Kufuado, a fully over 47%. Right?
Yeah.
Fully over 7%. Which was still closer to the 50% mark.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you will say a Kufuado still our senior maintaining or about 2%.
Yeah.
She knew a Kufuado term no plan I can win 49, second term was about 47. A Bawumia analogy would the young fan be a walker. On all the first term we are saying
38.
Can we say so? Of course, second term, Kufuado logic or better pay as about 36 or so. So now 40
I worked to 36, 35.
And it's what we want now. Statement about Yaka and then I said, what did it say 2028 NPP betting our winning election? Which I also believe said 2028 you beat me our winning election back. But not Dr. Bawumia. Many view you beat me our winning. Name and yet Dr. Bawumia the DNA beat me our winning.
Or can say be said
because
or can say answer not because no over to us no or can say be said or share a year 2028 Ghana for Eddie Sabia to us so we a first time I can say candidate person beto abamao na NDC be presenting new candidate in 2028 and also wabada about 2024 anyi nti bedu 2028 no what the ono ne NDC candidate ni gina ho a omde humobro beto ama ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Me say enye no cre. I think enye no cre. Professor Mills, the vice president, 110. Only J. Kufo. Chama J. Kufo called the first election. Professor Mills, about the year Rollins running mate. J. Kufo 96 when Mills be when they vice president. But you call the year 2000. Something here because Mills and so more popular than Kufo. Mahama be president for 4 years and we free seen him. Bawumia be vice president for 8 years. Not media pabo Bawumia being seen Kufuado. Economic guru. I don't know what you say. So Bawumia within the 8 years was more popular than John Mahama. But only the question idea is here. Let's assume, or CMPP, the NDC will be full for the back. Is Haruna Idrisu a new face in Ghanaian politics, if or not, in the back? So NDC has on the Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak back. Muntaka Mubarak, or a new face for Ghanaian politics.
Only new face, but the first attempt.
That when Onosa here call Parliament, Koye Minister, Pampas, Assembly near by, and the Ghana for Conservative Ghana Munta Kaja, Mahmoud Bawumia. And again, when the Macasa, and the Canadian in Japan, they could now Makola. Now, Ofisi Circle Road the side. Near the Mahmoud Bawumia could now Makola, near the new Fisi upon the side. Now, you giant pay what you say. Say the family you know way, almost say Ubiam ran in town. Why in the John Fober in China? That is the test of popularity. So what the Nippon see the idea? Why not to do on Obitus? Is Bawumia telling me say he's more popular than Kennedy Agyapong? Is that what he's saying?
That's what he's saying.
Doctor Bawumia more popular than Agyapong. And I mean, a job for taxi drivers. Baby, I'll be a bit than for say. Someone they can be Agyapong bar. You bet for Bama, but man for now, my young two man. And then people for empty man for now, of the Bawumia, the record now can kind, and would be in the engine of credit, no champion. Said go ahead, Circle for the with the percentages. Circle for with the percentages. Which one is intro? Bawumia analysis on these same people, yeah, G2. Can you analysis, yeah, or say party? What sort of stupidity is this? Excuse my language. And before you lose your sense of being objective,
if you're the partner man, so on take amfa.
No, or is it because any BC said, Omako tasty to me pay and send you to me TNT? For them, you may be a the woman at the Sakwa Bermunti no more, but woman you need the bigger party one. You see, at any point in time, Makasa will be a Nyame Ejinipi. Before the 2003 presidential run of a primary, I was on Happy FM. And I'm the catcher host now program and say, Mopa Yemfa Agyapong, Yemfa Mahmoud Bawumia, Yemfa Kennedy Agyapong, these three leading candidates. Any constituency. Now, Yemma Nipano, not NPP for to a bank, no constituency, Nipa a womb, Ghana for a womb. So, when you see now, Nipa Miansa will be a Kasa will be one of the and every survey, every radio program, every analysis be by the Kennedy Agyapong was the people Ghanaians, not NPP for Ghanaians were looking for. And Ghana for also and the mayor Winyama. And this a woman in Ghana for now would the party interest in you could see one. I know so that the Koji started 38 and finally they will say and 38 and 40 to 42. I mean, you're serious for once. Not young fat and running 20. As well knows a yados for NPP. Some people feel that it is their right, say, because the Bawumia be vice president in Intino or one was the identical because John ABB Sam Akufo-Addo Intino San also here. Akufo-Addo, if he was the vice president to J. Akufo and Akufo-Addo lose 2008 election. Unfortunately, Akufo-Addo was not. And Oma Kojina Bawumia and almost say Obioma Makwai Mobia contesting. Because sometimes I'm say, where were they when party Nina rooted for Akufo-Addo and voted against Aliyu Mahama, who was Kufuor's vice president? Aliyu Mahama, none who has some Ghana, would be necessarily be seen there, would be a bit heavy and one can Sambonia for Aliyu Mahama.
David.
Yet, we said, Akufo-Addo, though on near vice president, but as a minister and as a party person, no, Akufo-Addo was more popular and obeyed me out with election than Aliyu Mahama. Akufo-Addo call. So even if history, ever repeating a one and a macan, Bawumia Kennedy Agyapong, if you have these two, and let Ghana for one is Nico Jamia to Abomana, si Jom CCA, si Jom Neko Busaye Sobino, because schools never start Sobino. Target the youth, target the elderly. And the Menoka say, you may video be and this gentleman, I know what's now Wontumi, educated lawyer Ambao. Pack in the day that point, or you're sorry, or say no fan channel. Now, or you're too hard on him. Can you imagine?
No, say they're all in your name free, but not a or Sabina Uncle Phobia Seno and not all ye.
You or any probably no one say election or any people between when your mayor was king. But because now I know this baby, I said no one to me so India. And may you win answer, so they were sorry. Professor Amache of KNUST, political science lecturer. To the point, class on Quadio, Nanopai, man, Cassetti, and Ken, what you can point not maybe a walkers, but indirect some more kind. Now, will be returned. Just about 2 months ago, Ghana, Professor Amache openly air pack in the Japan said he thinks a way too harsh on fine children. While Baba realizes that they are going to do the same, need power with Japan. Can you imagine? Somebody just 2003 insulting this man, campaigning for Bawumia. Now times and says the idea do no book is sending them an MY, I can't be between a book. Almost Bawumia, so much just the things and say, me so say, and not maybe a book and Jemo Mosha say, as the Kenta said, yeah, they want to twist it and say that since of so seeds of disunity in the party. That is not true. Me Makase, Ubia no Kennedy NPP is Kennedy Japan. Uma and ne also Mudo NPP is Kennedy Japan. Own contribution to the party is saying. I went to a friend chance of Poku. Many of your friends on Facebook, I mean, everywhere, the deeper be requested. So sometimes you accept me sharing that me meeting that, but I just accepted maybe some years ago, friendship on Facebook. And sometimes because Facebook, let me who near money in summer. Or post you about Kennedy Japan. No, I ran to you serious. And surprisingly, let me share a post back over guy back with a friend of Matt, mini Matt, was within one group, Martin Prim. Martin Trib was said that Kennedy Japan, and apart from Sika, what in my party. You bet me at your individual beer, what me a fan of one man, really? Have been forgotten in summer. Yeah, majority leaders say a minority leaders say of Parliament after the markets a better part in Japan. A more than one. What I mean, can you just on one. The other business partners or no my Juma or Moye Kombu Gedi. MP so much bill man can work in the Japan the ball and let be MB before refi. A question the why am individuals. What sort of hypocrisy is this? I didn't want to be many said no credit or some metantro because on one a promoting selfish interest. Baby, I gonna do Mecca Nama can be MPP for if we make this mistake again, say you sank in the Japan before phobia bar. I am sorry. Party no Yebebre opposite. In 2028, Yebebre. There is a trophy. You have your best shot to go and win the trophy. They are all strong. They are fit. You have a captain. Also, the baby. Now you want to go the difficult way. I would have thought to say, Omo can say, Kennedy Japan, and on my Lusu election and in some more kind. Omo want to make some crack in the Japan can't tell me Lusu election. You lose me, Dr. Bawumia begin and one cancer. A year debt restriction, year were very much, and the my Lusu election. Dr. Bawumia begin and one cancer, arrogance of power, the my Lusu election. Dr. Bawumia begin and one cancer, the my Lusu election. Dr. Bawumia begin and about the cancer, Ghana focus here in the reshuffle, into the Lusu election. Ono the elusive way no obeka but in the Japan the ohi kai ansa na ye for election say when na mehu a che say election be do so nti the what say say the mehu na American Yendu Wajuma. MPP ni beniti as a manoka. Yelusu we ya Bawumia beka ya boy and some man say who ye may lose election. Really? How can you feel? It's nice. We are near Canada, dear near because at your time can the Japan win engineer time party. And you probably go parking to see another can say, Omo ya lose almost sense of reasoning. They are losing it, and for me, the earlier Omo recognizing no more do my the better. Dr. Bawumia very fine gentleman. But my proposal for 2024 was said, President Biden and President Obama, if we are moved from 2008 to 2016. And rather, Hillary Clinton, I turn the Hokakano popular no person opponent. Biden, if you know what's 19, and a Democrat, appreciate Hillary supporting. But on it, Donald Trump for election 2016 will lose the year. Then people called on Biden, so and say we plan to or by when Sandra. For me, that was my proposal to Dr. Bawumia in 2024. So at that time, now and some question be Ghana, we be able for it now we know who so he should step aside the people. Let's present a new person. Dr. Bawumia can go reflect later. He still had the opportunity to come. But since we'll be previous Ghana was becoming the president, it's going to be difficult. And there are more promises of the baby back on board. I'm here winning presidency. What can you deliver? The Northern votes, the Zongo votes, the arresting of the inflation, and you must say in Baku Predwa, which in the and you are here telling us today by who could send Pani and San Panenko. No, it will not work. And Mickey interview be na Agyapong just about last weekend we had an opportunity to say interview. I will also express some frustration about machinations maybe a bit more year or fighting just to bring Dr. Bawumia back. From Agyapong supporting Bawumia. If fail, Bawumia can win us 2028 election. Why don't we see Agyapong sitting in the bus like campaign? Not a campaign on and on Dr. Bawumia. Another one.
Sapepepe.
We are still Agyapong on the bus in India.
Where's he?
I didn't think West. Oh, you see, people are not asking themselves some of these questions. At the end of the I feel watching every Bawumia with the views no Bawumia to me and when it I mean for even in some good let you. What will be? I didn't have a champion who into a champion so contested for presidential candidate. You want to have a champion the Bawumia. Names need be a PP a duchubo. Oh, Mark, I would be there, no more. So it's not about personality, it's about who can deliver power to us or for us. Why the Baba Jamai? And who will be or my nation friend say this is the person we want and we are saying today. So we know baby exercise Agyapong says some of about setting the record straight on the Dubai, on Kufu, on the Kufuado, and even on Bawumia. One can say, yeah, I will tell that person that he lacks intellectual capacity. Or either he is suffering from a damage to the brain. Because then I don't know how the person analyzes the issue. Or more about Bawumia kind of thing. No body can't time in tea. No shame me to find poor now can say. I know that I didn't know can I look to my can I look to my knee. A knee. nkɔfo kum ho ayɛ adwuma ma party aba power ebewie na nkɔfo akɔsesa omo yire num nuanom abegyigi post na party 40 na ebima akɔsesa omo mma trabochi abegyigi post na party 40 na kan Agyapong ka kyerɛ sɛ mo mma me opportunity a party for na mo na mabrɛ na mo na osebodidi enne kan eyisu Bawumia di set example am MPP for say asema me ka kyerɛ no mo hwɛ sɛ Mahama afa Mahama yes animal Mahama appointment like okay party ni do ye adwuma bia make sure so man be there because we adwuma ye na ma party na power was it the same for MPP Emma ye some MPP ye sika resources some MPP odina Abu Ramadan no hefa Abu Ramadan no papa no wonye PNC adwuma no mo ye PNC adwuma na MPP adwuma ye we ne power wie onye Bawumia konta enye Bawumia ase ya ngosi so man ko mo post ye nyema ibibi ye bibi and who benefits anyema we nyina bia so no sa business ye san fama mo bio na mo san pass sa mo yire no busian from NDC and is any the one identity to the seat that Bawumia be president any on so do ka na mo no position because me yiri nya keto ado it is how we manage a political party. I believe that I mean for now no and near my young starting to some of us a distance no but senior strong voice after this studio we will still be doing things from here but when things get near to talk senior here like we did before and during the 2023 primaries, we will all get back there, push this agenda as far as we can for Ghanaians, especially MPP, for to know that this man is for young MPP. This man is not for.
Mr. Padman. Ebane say na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kasa na as obi amfa no as obi ante na honorable Ken Kwan kasa na Abe News
because any baby fees there really a fellow it is what kasa within the party assembly making or within the party office or no they pretend to on kasa on but when you can for there is no way you best sorry I say about me kasa here for criticizing no but omo trade Ken kasa hey let's go and attack him Bawumia kasa the whole Ghana I'm not sure say opa ohine kujum na kwe survey we kasa find there no what they will tell you so much can because people want to hear Agyapong Kofo person mutin sama ken because okasa or my hope okasa or my encouragement okasa lift you up he put some kind of a self-belief in you that you can do it with hard work, with discipline, with excellence, with integrity, with all those stuff. You can make it. He stands for truth. He stands for honesty. He stands for dedication. And I've said, sir, if you are corrupt, if you are dishonest, you can never get close to that man. And that is the kind of leader we all want to associate with, we want to be with. If you Ghana phone, we are penasamachi. But the Oma say, the obey be try afan the bonnie. Okay, the video could try to teach you say, would the DMP for item wigs or say party man or DMP for Jimmy? The American fully interview which is about 10 minutes or 8-10 minutes. Ubia a posty, ubia a full interview. Now, if I say, I can because somehow okay, say, you can work and defend it as a party. So, you will need to do my imagine say, already the scripture Bible, 30 verses. They will create 2 extra verses. The devil has said it and added that it is Ken who has said it. And they will only pick those they have added just to say, hey, I don't know why. There's a saying, in Rastafarianism, they say, who are blessed, no one cares. We want to making him popular, and that is what they fail to recognize.
Do you think so or more messenger and convey a man or more? My main fan from this point. Let's assume you're 2020. Dr. Bawumia, a year, MPP, running mate. The dollar is now at 1 cedi, 12 pesos, $1, 12 cedis, or let's say $1, 13 cedis. Fuel is now selling at 13 cedis per liter. So this is a message I wrote about me. I can see and travel man. Because one year man would so your campaign would be the vice president. Then it means MDC has outperformed you. That is the problem for me. So there's some Dr. Bawumia between a Muslim which we are winning Muslim for when the Muslim community attacked him, say he is not consistent with the Muslim beliefs. He is not proving that he is a true Muslim. I am not saying it because I am not a Muslim, so I can't actually tell who a true Muslim is and who, when people have doubt about his religion, how that person is. I'm not one, so I can't care. But that is what people are saying about him. They don't know about and go for Musika, did that exchange program. Wontumi nyo Musika. Chango for no. They're still alive. Almost trying still to show more investment than mature and Sunday Trio. And some of these investments may be there 2020 2030. What's that big Johnson saying economic about better man? Let's have extended 2014 2050. You're not serious for once. Those people are still there. Some investment then mature in 2032, 2033. 30% people did not about me, but now I didn't know better. No matter I and sometimes I get worried when it seems or it looks like the research department of the party is not working. It's not working because the party research here is demand. By now, the party itself and where the future of the party should be heading towards. And I know some of the leaders know. Might not be all, but some of them know. And the truth is, Dudwana himself, the future is not Dr. Bawumia. He's a fine gentleman. He can be anywhere. Says so, be a vice president. So he's like you see, a leader, an elder in the party. He can be from the back, advise, do things. But Pastor generally Didier, I think it will be difficult for Dr. Bawumia to. Bawumia an analysis on these same people, can you an analysis or say party? What sort of stupidity is this? Excuse my language.
Those are talk hard truth. There's no sense in that. There's no sense in that. There's no sense in that. There's
no
sense. Absolutely, there's no sense in that. Because they're now talking that a lot of churches, one-man churches collapse because of you and how you attack the pastors. So then you were setting the MPP up to fail. Agyapong's backyard, Ascent Central, was won by an MP who is a Muslim.
He didn't stand.
He should speak to it.
So it defeats the argument.
Ken should speak to it. The neck and the leadership of the MPP must publish why we lost.
You will subscribe to that.
I'm going to crusade on this. And we are going to push them to bring this out because Ken says that we lost because Bawumia was a Christian. We want the Profokwe committee to speak to let us know why we lost.
All right, now we are opinion friend say Honorable Dr. Nana Ayu Efriyi ono eye MP for Efijazia Sokori in the Honorable Ebonadwin replied to Dr. Bawumia Taxa executives any MPP ahemfo what I say National Executive Council. This is an opportunity for them to bring out the Professor Okui report just to prove Kennedy Agyapong wrong.
So you were saying that the people said they liked Bawumia. So
does it mean the research? A lot of the research, I'm sure, Cornell, a couple of research that he did by his personality, by religion was not a factor
at all.
Anybody who says religion was
even
a factor,
though your former colleague in Parliament who wants to be flag bearer things, so there's a conversation.
Where is the evidence? Where is his evidence? Is it a subjective one? I mean, we are in a scientific.
Looking at the votes.
We talk hard truth. He knows I talk hard truth. There's no sense in that. There's no sense in that. There's no sense in that. There's
in
no
what
sense.
Honorable Kennedy?
Absolutely, there's no sense in that because yes, I must be.
But there could be truth in it.
There is no sense in that because the party has done its research, and the party is calculated. Now, the research that Honorable Oseche Mensah Bonsu did, they led in Ashanti region. It's more of a reflection of what the National did. But you see, the National is saying that we don't want people to know how it went so that we can correct it so we don't get ridiculed in public. I disagree with the stance of the National.
You think they should be publicized?
I believe in that. It should be out. Heal the people.
The
of course, if you lost election, be teased. Let them use against you. Ghanaians understand that they will heal from that. Now, let me tell you something. Now, get into why you lost. And in 2-3 years, they'll focus on what you are doing that is better, regardless of how your opponents will ridicule you. Who says your party people voted because some of your party people voted against you? They voted for the NDC. Another research show about 20-25% of our people voted for the NDC. And then some didn't vote at all.
So are you saying that if the national work that you did as a party is publicized, we will not see in there that religion played a part?
All the research works that had been done, religion was absolutely insignificant, 0.9%, 1 point something, totally insignificant.
But he must definitely be holding on to something.
So let my colleague bring the research that was
your done. Your former colleague, he has left you now. He's now looking high.
So my former colleague should bring the research that shows that it was based upon Christianity. Excuse me, if you go to Manshia North, the largest church there is a Presbyterian church that they voted in. On the day they declared the results, the church was almost about 20 people or 25. The church didn't function. A lot of churches in the Ashanti region didn't function. Can you go and ask the Christian church and the Christian council in the Ashanti region, the heart of the MPP, just use it as a case study. Can you find out from pastors from there how their church fared when we lost elections on that day?
They were not happy.
Disappointment in individuals reflected in the church.
But what if
in my consistency in Efijazia Sokori, my local council can testify that many churches didn't function on that
What
day.
if Kennedy Agyapong is doing a listening tour? He's hearing from the grassroots. And he's referred to as a grassroots.
It has been his position from day one. That's why I said it's subjective.
There's no merit in it?
But apparently there's no merit in it. And this is sensitive stuff that can destroy a country. And everybody's just looking at this.
But it's also stuff that could lose you votes or gain you votes.
But where is the evidence? Where's the empirical evidence? That shows that a Muslim cannot be a president in this country. A Buddhist cannot be. I'm a Presbyterian. And I'm fellowship also with my church in Mount Calvary. What church that Kennedy Agyapong attend? What's his church?
I don't know.
My God. I mean, look, I don't believe in this, please. I'll be very happy if you can steer this topic away from
it would be
Christian Muslim thing.
It will be recurring throughout this campaign.
It is a topic today that I've just seen on Ghana Web. It is a topic. And I listened to the audio. I said, my God. But Ken and me are very good friends. And straight talk. I'm looking forward to a time we'll have a straight talk. A very hard talk on this issue. very hard one.
He will finish.
But you see, on this issue, also I'll come prepared with the very research that they have done, and he also come with his research.
He will tell you that you have lost the election simplicity. That's what
it is. Subjective. I'm telling you that it's not because of that. They're now talking that a lot of churches, one-man churches collapse because of you and how you attack the pastors. So then you were setting the MPP up to fail. Look, you're going into a realm that is going to be interesting.
So ethnicity we talk about in our elections. Religion has always not been an issue, except the fact that we pair our candidates Muslim, Christian mostly, but there are times that there's been a Christian.
have Christians and Muslims, and he went for primaries and won. Mm-hmm. The MPP have Christians and Muslims, and they will go and vote again. If MPP don't like Bawumia, they don't like him because they just don't like him.
There's a view that Agyapong is a
Agyapong's backyard, Asen Central, was won by an MP who is a Muslim.
He didn't stand.
He should speak to it.
So it defeats the argument.
Ken should speak to it. First from home. Why? A Muslim in Asen Central won a seat that he has won for probably 4 terms or 5 terms. That's time to be corrected. What is the reason to that? That's the first question I'm asking. What's the reason to that?
There's a view that Agyapong is a Donald Trump of our politics. He speaks the street language, the street will react same, and that he is a big threat to your campaign. And I mean the Dr. Bawumia campaign. What do you say to that?
The many people who didn't vote for the MPP didn't vote for several reasons. And a couple of work is ongoing that is showing some of the reasons. Now it is a challenge. Ken's position is a challenge on the MPP party leadership to bring out why we lost. Ken's position, which is going to be subjective attacks on each other, is not going to solve the issue.
So you speak to the NEC
now. He has
now.
challenged the NEC to release the MPP results. And this is a challenge. And the NEC and the leadership of the MPP must publish why we lost.
You will subscribe to that.
I'm going to crusade on this. And we are going to push them to bring this out because Ken says that we lost because Bawumia was a Christian. We want the Profokwe committee to speak to let us know why we lost.
You want evidence published?
We want it published.
Which means you're very confident that if the report is brought out, it will not show that. What if it
will definitely not show that because Oseche's committee's work in Ashanti region is a mirror of that. It will never be different. Ashanti encapsulates various sectors and various areas of this party and has been the heart of the party. The direction actually determines who wins. And I'm telling you that Oseche's work, 1.2% said so. And therefore it was negligible or insignificant. So Ken's position is challenging the National Executive Council and the national leadership. And the national leadership should publish the Profokwe committee now. We need to know why we lost.
Okay. So you're saying that religion is not the reason, economy, there's issue of arrogance, of the 8 years would also be a factor, a number of issues, but not religion. That's for presidential. What about parliamentary? Your defeat was huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
When you watch the last time you guys wore black and went to parliament to protest, you were like a black dot in a sea of NDC MPs.
My brother, just like when I lost elections and I went to my hospital and my staff, annual deba, December, almost about 200 something staff. When they saw me, before they even said congratulations to me, almost said, Honorable, wow. I have a very good relationship with my people, and I always tell them that you're NDC people. But you have to work. When it's work, you just have to do West Ghanaian. You should always
they mocked you small.
Oh, they mocked me, but I just laughed at it. Yeah. I like that. That's okay. It's politics. Doesn't really matter to work. But look, we lost the elections heavily. Yahweh, that's it. We lost. Everything went against us, and we lost. So the issue at stake is that the parliamentary seats, we didn't do well.
But they usually say that parliament election is local, it's not national. So
but when the central
issues.
Government factors are highly against you, you pay for it. Because normally, it's very interesting. A lot of money comes from central government to help you. And common fund support goes to assembly to help. But you know what? The local indigenes don't care about this. They care about who they vote for. So when they're upset with the system, They only baptize the MP with it.
But they will say that, oh, after the MP, you can be local. You go to funerals, you go to weddings, and you are fine, even if you're presidential candidate.
When they don't appreciate your system for not their road, for their bridges, for their things, and they've said over, and you keep, unfortunately for you, when you are in the line of fire, you'll be responding for central government and defending.
Even though you cannot.
Even though you cannot, and you will be taking steps on it, and it's not yielding. So when they are angry, you baptize you the MP.
Papa ni yakasa. Tinsembi wo hwa. Ode papa si yanka ya no ntu ye magya yo.
Mo koso aka mo. Ye mu bi nsoso ne mo nya adwun ama.
Ma papa ye di na chi si ye nto ye bo ase se me yende.
Kan say Dr. Bawumia say. Nkunude wo ko achi.
Bra.
Anti. Dabi nkunude wo ko achi. Ohini bia nso wa bodin no akoda. Ntuzi afro bi osabere ma. Afro bi okoji abo. Afro bi osajefo. Nyina wakoda wo.
Because I don't want to say me catch and go. And to be busasamo enne. Yera Brian a champion. Me MP. Some young is a milk when he have me fear betifi. Yera Brian so or your busia. Me busian. Why unity? Say Obeko presidential and I so we didn't or so at committee so whatever it is, he has shown interest to Obeko. Media or Lukrani. Say me what Dr. Bawumia site nti nyame boa na committee ne bakwa na oso obekwa nya dia mimi yi be ho afri Bawumia site as it is now. I am on Dr. Bawumia site, but oyemi ni apanyi oyemi busuani. There's no way a me amafosu ya de kwa mi firi kwa betifi mi ba be bie ma no akasa ti abran na champo efi se abran na champo ne nkrofo obi ankasa ti Dr. Bawumia.
Now, absolutely respect. On sent you be our party munda.
Onye bi da.
Me who so aye ni anti-party con.
Enne brain na champo unity so okope. Canada ne nkrofo. Can Agyapong nkrofo atu mo ani asi brain na champo so. Omo kra ye me wawa. Enne na ma who se brain na champo wakodi nkoko sika. Brain na champo edi nkoko sika. Nkoko ben. Timelines no kra mo no kra na nyo na minister. So that should tell you the kind of people omoye, divisive people omoye. What did Dr. Bawumia tell sir? Yeah, you Bawumia chi be ya no kakra bia na mubuafu. That me catch them mo ha studio here ya na me catch them. Someone no nya ya nchenye.
In fact, mo the national chairman.
Enya ya nchenye. Mo di obi atem.
National chairman suama na busua be issue.
Ai mo di national chairman atem, mo di general secretary atem, mo di organizer, mo di obi atem asi. Brian Champion so ba na ya so mo say ati esi no Sweden atem. Adam ye nipa ben. Ye nya modan. Sani amekan no Dr. Bawumia say ye nto ye boase. Enti ya kasa ma Dr. Bawumia ne die.
Say for the sake of peace we go to war. Nti eno so ho.
But the Rome catch them anye bia within the next few days. Doc kase.
And the kadum amati mami kamiso mami kabibi nti o me no open na me catch o.
Na open it
na ti o ada ti me na me catch say doc the card dey onka nti mo ba fam ho adira mo fam ho adira why na no so nya nti say mo twen Bawumia pa so me ka say ama me ko kabi nchire no Bawumia onka da nti ende am fam ho adira Chris any other issue no so me
yes me kakra wo party issues no me wi a na ko wi sa dum so levi na what about your no but the party issue no amendment ne nhihye bia wadi de bia no ye na question no wajuto ma fine but amoso ma dwen kakra some of the positions no they room ni kind of what to haba because bibi today financial secretary and treasurer ye probi odi esika besie ina obi obachotro esika sem constituency bi akwabi ya popular but onim sikasam ho asembia no onim se de yatoto sika no onim no ondi no krakra so sikadie ho sikasam ho but oya popular kakra wo krom ho na we okoya also on there or propose ni bi nti on so obeko bi na wakọ financial secretary no obenweni meanwhile onim adwuma no ayede be hye no in the wisdom of the flamers no edu be bia position bi ho aye appointed so that your competency your dependent atna say we say we there because what at all do we need from somebody obehwe yesika something so onko constituency around onko converse for vote for me to keep your money if you cannot indeed have the capacity to keep the money or to even save the money Into position be hot can say and two, just America say parliamentary candidates are not part of the constituency executives, and therefore the constituency executives always meet and discuss, and they don't even think about them. But you do a election anye no. Say you ye na say nyanyi sika yamfa monsawa. Yamfa nimpa nko eyi na say ye MPP for ama. Nti say mo ye decision, mo dream party no. Na say sankrofo no mo nka ho. In fact, you talk about the constituency elections for we wicked and very vindictive. No, all the pieces from the platform. We you win every platform so. Until they are not even part of the arrangement. They don't think with them. Meanwhile, BBC now Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia party thank you to we. I'm telling you, say most of the constituency pieces for the ball and impact about hoka ebra. Meanwhile, on kind executive for home. When him say miniaba mobile winiba lot of fire modema constituency for so way no PC for na e bia oba ofo ebi no car odon ba ye bebo amedwumedi ne da no PC for no say lot of fire no constituency get for watch ya wan kai wo mo won nim pote wo ka ho
but say constitutionally no only part of the constituency.
That is why I said
only part of the constituency executive. But they can't do it with you unless there's a
no but the communication said come, you as a PC would executive this and this and this. The money na the money means say TNT.
About to say
no, that be omi the purposive
interpretation. Okay.
If they give you a money or any item, na say invitees no with you more, it means you decide the mamu as a TNT because you found mamu mo chendi. Ya the mamu say e kwan na mo tu kwan ba ye no. E ho kan na mo ba ni ye den ye twa mamu. If the person's name is part of the invitees, then he must be considered.
But this issue, okay, so, even former MPs, some also
they don't consider them
because they don't have voting rights.
And that is the problem. And then make say, I am advocating. Say Nyame Yadom na obi call election. When we knew, he should be part of the constituency management. Because a man is our honor or domestic constituency executive no. Any day as I was say Chrisata. Unka executive no ye kweyi fa odom fa na yanso constituency executive yeso ye kweyi yeso fa dom fa you can see chaos
we obey say constituency do greater Accra ha MP akweyi no abonso 1000 na obi nso a ono so akweyi no abonso 5000 na nti ye dey akwadu e dey suspending say ogu MP
ni mas usga we na
so MP ni no akweyi no abonso 5000
because obi wa ye MP we are some party no say onye MPB party ni share say onka ho oni voting right ya dwenu kro onka ho all dom dada obi wa ye MC DC onka ho ye yin fi platform so all dom dada na meboa so all these things must be factored into it na about no so say dia me nua ba kan o manyan to ni na antem
Dr. Bawumia camp papa ni yakasa tinsem bi wo ho a
It's impossible for Kennedy or Agyapong not to win the flag bearership.
Ebusia sebia orefia nyame ya bomo
but there was a dream pom
kakreb onim obia odi MPP edi anim abrana Rollins ewo ha obi entimi nkasa Professor Dubuahin. Ono your friend culture of silence. Ono no to me breaky that time obi antimi nkasa obi esro Rollins. Dubuahin. Enya kukuduro estani up to Rollins. Till 1992. Edi Dubuahin koi. Ono kura no okokuma ye no. Okoya ni modern mo answer ni no. Ya mfana nkobiem. Obia mpeso aka no kura kire wa oduru wa ozio president Kufuor komienu Akufo adu komiansa Adubuahin wokosai mesramu enne eni biaba ye ne afi mamo mayentoto ensam a enye no kura egu yafem efem mesramu abokosem ne ntia president Kufuor yade ne ko second term ni se The first time, or the only 4 months, between 3 to 4 months, and what the year campaign. Now, vote to President Kufuor within that 4 months, no, and yes and no. Ebesa de nako. And unti, and yet the President Kufuor, as I call second term, oko wini ye. There is a reason. 4 months, our year campaign, the performance, and unti ni asade President Kufuor accord. ABM, oh, and Akufuor comprensa. Akufuor call first one on your 49.3%. When Timian cross 50 nunti, and I call second round, and also a pay a time, and I decided here, Emma, Professor Mills, and 23,000 votes, and the president. Into a beer person or cultural say, Yansa, my assuming Kobiamwa, on starting Kabakosam, and will be NTA. A Kufuor, as I call 2012, no. What we need, and when we are a court, Mamuti decision, and was like as oh dear. Meaning some we need, but some see Yamina may respect the court, no, into young court. You hear Kufuor performance the first time, second time. And I didn't call the third time. And it's also a big performance. Now it will lose over 2 million. Now I saw the country say, Mufani Panenko. Now, my ID, but I'm ready to one. No credit, you ever come, Mate? No credit. No cranu dear, Yabeka Momati. Samu Pepawa, Ghana for say, Mudika Agyapong bar, Yabetua Mamo. Musa Kwakamfia 9th young or tribute. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Momayantia a form forker. Momayantia Ghana forker. I saw it there, I'm woman Kasai. A country. I saw it there, I'm woman Kroma Batuano, a transform Kasai. If it's home Kai, 1 year, I was saying, some 1 year, Mobajimu Jajireje. Any idea, Jajireje. Oh, campaign, I bet the papa.
And is Yapoti and Samoa, Kennedy or Hine Japan, Eko Kaya, Abra Wokopiemu, Ekoshia, a party executives and youth, a one more, a 1 mampon. Now, we have 2 great men of God, Ewo Maimua, Fiti Bayer 2 years ago, Anomoshasye, Emma prophecies, at the far a Kennedy or Hine Japan, say, Enye Dane by 2028 year, or Beba Bayer president of Ghana. Abusiam, a Dr. Amakwata. And I think so, Prophet Bernard L. Bernard. Sa Nyamen Crawford Minui. One more dear, Omudina Womonaso can baby on the Kubia. Say Yankopon Yachrom. Say by 2028 year, Yankopon SCC Kennedy or Hene Kwame Agyapong. So one and Ababedi a yet Ghana in Abuja and some day, Bibre no one kind. See any kind go to a prophet Amakwata and someone what can ye edify a year Kennedy or Hene Agyapong. If you want one, near Kwakoti, Prophet Bernard L. Bernard. Or also in someone okay.
Because God is about to prepare that man. God is going to prepare some man. That man said, "Papa, no one can make a chance. You shouldn't go back." Or so on your MP, no man in front of that. That man, God has raised him more than MP. Now check Agyapong. Now you say you plenty Kennedy for president. Eti me say nana omusu approve omu ya enkrofo bi approve omakuma omu foma no nkan dem na mati ase na wonu ide omu frufo kodu ba bia all the youths ombeji say book no masom eho na be man to kwanu mo aye dene.
I'm telling you that those who are supporting several candidates, they themselves know that their candidates will not win. Some because of what they will get. See, some have not come to the place of being truthful. It's impossible for Kennedy Ohene Agyapong not to win the flag bearership.
And it's between Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and you will be on also opportunity so about pray now 2026 a year MPP delegate conference on the year nobody at Tuaba a flag bearer no when ana osusu say was so Tuaba edemano Kennedy Ohene Agyapong and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and now say Brian the champion etrinity a wono ana wo say MPP amenyoko no Tuaba edemomo ebusia wada roma for semia subscription button no so na mia notification bell so na beka busia kase no send be ya enkomotwetwe bia bekosu bia no onsa ebetimi akabi na watimi atwetwe abusia ye nidi ensem na chi fi say enei se woko grassroots na obia e call for Kennedy Ohene Agyapong se ono ana obetimi ababaje oman tiasefo Ghana and it wonso when ana wusu afre no se ono obetimi ababaye mampani a obetimi asesa Ghana eni ade medin e de manche ne beba bia no abusia ye besan e de abra wo han say stay safe.
Bawumia an analysis on these same people, yeah, can you an analysis or say party? What sort of stupidity is this?
We are saying that we are not going there where we support to be by force. Hey, now you need somebody can achieve my sofa. The idea of me, and I can tell you with all confidence, said people were intimidated, deprived. Oh, now I'm saying. Private macho men are support you. Yeah. One protect Ken no. Ya two abanu no. When I say ya child ya oh. People party communicators in Ashanti region who were pro Ken were not given allowance when the allowance came. I don't know when I say ya one more be. One party I see select a few people. Now what teach them as professional who be. That is what we don't want to happen. Me say ebi musu betray no. Ya na eye ne party true kwa ne na bi. Current national executives ya momo team Ken munim say omu mafia Kennedy akompre kwa Japan. Ne election ne mo no mo betwe mo ka. Omo say unim say national obi an contest bi apart from general secretary obi no ko contest bi. Na ono so ono. Mo say Yabefa no hwadwene. Wo befa JFK ho adwen. So de adwato aba erehunu mo bo no enyina ya damfo. So de adwato aba, you see? JFK de adwato aba. Of course. Wo bepa honorable Kennedy compare kwa Japan chew. Say de see be on fanche. Good morning. Yeah, move on as a party. Morning. I think that is the spirit of democracy. Hey. And you need near some per se, but look, the contest never you better the best candidate. If JFK is the best, we support him. Amongst those who would come and say a contest, if JFK is the best, we support him. If he's not, given his record or not the data, the performance, there are issues coming up. So JFK were not in control because the system was bullying them and all that. Probably how we look at him, we will not look at him that way. So he needs to impress upon us. Why 38%? Why the discrimination? Menoka there are petitions against Abroni and others in the party. We have not heard any response. I see. You get the point? Yes, and we also, some time ago, Bawumia campaign, he came out to disassociate himself from it. So, who really are? Yeah. Yes, it shows you, sir, he's repentant. Because Bawumia goes out to talk about 2028 election, that is not a campaign. That is how unfair the system is. What do I say? Okay. let us have a leadership that will be fair. You can't say I say. What do I say? Now, thank you, Tony. I will be sick. The party is not even concerned about the criminal who attempted murdering somebody. The party, as a national party, should be concerned about who attempted to murder that young man. We should make sure the law takes its course.